wonder how you can manage so many events, keep your smile on, move from one subject to the other, and keep the focus on the subject every time we are engaged with each other. Compliments to you for your leadership of CII. Mr. Biren Ghosh, Mr. Rajan Navani, Blaise Fernandez, all the other friends who are in the panel today, and all the distinguished participants of this very important global AVGC summit on immersive media. It's truly a very engrossing subject, and I'm delighted to be amongst you, even though it's on a VC, and I'm now really yearning for the world to come back to normal so that we can start interacting with each other, taking bold decisions together, actionating important moves to get different sectors in full blast, moving forward to take the country to the next level. But I'm glad that you have maintained the tradition which you started on 4th of September last year, which I had the privilege of attending also. And I'm sure the 45 sessions that Chandrajit mentioned and all the engagement would have come up with some very good ideas, which I hope you will also send to us so that we can also see what part we can play to help encourage the industry and grow it to the 100 billion level that Mr. Madhavan just talked about. Thank you, Madhavan, for taking the context to 100 billion, because after hearing Mr. Banerjee, I got a little worried. He had moved from dollars to rupees and talked of $1 trillion rupees. And of course, that was for the next 4 years or 3 years. But I really got worried. But you set the context right with your 100 billion target. We can renegotiate the year, whether 2030 or maybe even earlier. On my part, I commit full support to your efforts, because truly this is one area which is India's creative talent at its very best. And we can do wonders together on this particular subject. To my mind, our India's agility and resilience that you have all demonstrated in the last 16, 17 months through the COVID period has shown to the world that we are a trusted partner. And you yourself, Madhavanji, head Walt Disney and Star India, I think you will be our best brand ambassador to take the message to the world that India met all its service commitments throughout the COVID pandemic period. And now we are growing at a very, very fast pace. So despite all the losses in travel, tourism, entertainment that we had last year, we were able to meet our 1920 service exports to about 97% level. I think it's a phenomenal success story. And Indian service sector really came up to the world's expectations, literally uninterrupted. Not a day lost, not an hour lost in terms of whatever commitments our Indian industry had made to the rest of the world. So looking at the astounding way in which India responded to the COVID challenge, I think your sector has the ability to gain the maximum from this trusted partner concept. And as the world is looking for new avenues to meet their needs, their growing needs, I think India can become a global power for the creative talent that our fellow Indians have. I still remember the movie Bahubali, for example, gives us a sneak preview into the abilities that India and Indian creative young boys and girls have. I mean, sometimes I think, and you may find me very old-fashioned or very old, but Amar Chitra Katha, which at least I read in my childhood, I'm sure many of you in your childhood, except maybe Mihir, who looks to be very young, or Nirja, who may not really be familiar with Amar Chitra Katha. But clearly, Chandrajit, you or Madhavan or Blaze also, Biren Bhai, we grew up on Amar Chitra Katha. Now imagine Amar Chitra Katha with all your creative talents in animation. I think all these youngsters and their children would probably start engaging with Amar Chitra Katha. And it taught us the first few lessons of social etiquette, the first few connect with our tradition, our heritage, our mythology. And I personally feel it played a very important role in my growing up years. The children of today are also growing up with animation, with audio visuals, with gaming, with comics in the form of animation. And I think if we can expand our scope in the AVGC sector, we can actually also impact learning outcomes of the youth of India. Because you'll be taking this to the villages in India and really helping them understand what's happening in the rest of the world. And you may also find a lot of talent, hidden talent in the villages of India, in the rural parts of India. So I think there's a huge potential. The AVGC sector can expand in multiple dimensions. It can become multilingual. It will be multicultural and help Indian society evolve and go to the next level of learning as well as engaging with the rest of the world. I think our Indian content, even with a local flavor, will have a pretty large international appeal. And therefore, the effort that you are doing is truly commendable. I would love to see movies like Star Wars or Avengers or Matrix or Avatar being produced in India, because those can really become much more attractive in terms of their cost if made in India compared to whatever they are investing in America or in the developed world. So I think in the spirit of local goes global, make in India for the world, which the Honorable Prime Minister presented to us on 6th of August, I think it's time the AVGC sector also looks beyond our boundaries to achieve greater horizons and truly become a very important segment in our global outreach, in our effort to reach $1 trillion of service exports in the next 10 years, along with achieving $1 trillion of merchandise exports. Of course, service sectors is relatively smaller in number today compared to merchandise, but looking at the speed of growth that you are demonstrating, the IT services, software, tourism, post-COVID, all these sectors put together, my sense is by 2030, both the domestic and both the services and trade in goods can easily achieve $1 trillion export target. And in that, your 100 billion, which you just mentioned as your industry output, will also contribute significantly to India's exports. Of course, you will also have an opportunity to become the torchbearer of our Create in India vision. And you can become an ambassador for Brand India worldwide using your creative talents. For that matter, we soon have a Dubai Expo coming up. CII may not be leading that initiative, but it's an India initiative. We are all in it together. And I would urge all of you to experience the Expo, Dubai Expo, what India is going to present to the world. We have crafted the pavilion very beautifully. It showcases India's diversity, beauty, its achievements, and the future opportunities. And we've used visual graphics and animation very, very extensively while making the India Pavilion. In fact, Chandrajit, just talk to FICCI, and possibly we should have a joint meeting between CII, FICCI, ASSOCHAM on Dubai Expo sometime next week, and call all our experts from the AVGC segment from CII also, so that we can do a little bit of a curtain raiser and we can benefit from their expertise and their involvement in the larger vision to make India a success story at Dubai Expo. And going forward, I want to duplicate that in India also. I want to create a permanent pavilion like that in India. I assure all the friends on the panel today and all those who are attending this valedictory session, the India Pavilion at Dubai Expo is going to be unique, something you have never seen or experienced before. So I would urge all of you also to participate and showcase India's AV strengths. Actually, the whole pavilion itself showcases our AV strengths to the world. So also there you should showcase the fact that all of this can be done in India at very, very attractive cost. In fact, the pavilion itself has a dynamic facade with 600 moving blocks through kinetic movement. So we are going to use audio visuals and projection technology in a big way, so that there's a newness to our pavilion all the 180 days that the Dubai Expo goes on. So a lot of things are there. It's going to show India on the move, a forward-looking India, progressing India, full of opportunities, full of openness, full of a bright future. So, and a lot of artistic formulations and patterns are going to be showcased, both on the exterior and in the exhibition inside. So I do think that's an opportunity to make it a kind of stepping stone to demonstrate India's AVGC prowess to the rest of the world. My own sense is, from pre-production to post-production in the AVGC sector, India can offer very, very cost-competitive solutions to the world, and our efficiency in this sector can truly be made world-class. It should not be second to anybody in the world. And with that touch points of cost competitiveness, high efficiency, timely delivery, high quality standards, and with the production costs, I'm told, could be as low as 1/3 or 1/4 of comparable costs in the West or in the developed world. My sense is that we have a brilliant, big employment opportunity waiting for us in the AVGC sector. Your own contribution to India's economy can be huge. You can give encouragement to young boys and girls with creative talent across the country, and at very attractive cost, also take up entertainment to the nook and corner of the country, even to those sections of society who very often remain deprived of high quality entertainment because of the current costs of entertainment. In fact, I'm told that our cost on sending Mangalyaan to Mars was possibly less than the production cost of the famous Hollywood movie Gravity. And with this kind of abilities, I think there's no reason that we should not be able to get a large chunk of the international business to India, given our talent, our capacity, and our capabilities to meet the growing demand of professionals in this space worldwide. Our animation studios have worked with international players like Disney, Warner Brothers, and DreamWorks in the past. Our talented artists have been a part of many international award-winning works. Innovation comes intrinsically to Indian artists. And this intrinsic talent must lead to significant growth and rapid growth of this sector in the years to come. In fact, when we see, let's say on Aaj Tak, So Sorry, it's brilliantly presented, or all the various animation stuff that I've been seeing coming out of some of our Indian studios. My own senses, caricatures, humor, all of these can be very brilliantly portrayed through the animation techniques. And I'm sure all of you will come up with some ideas how we can rapidly expand this industry. Should you come up with a working paper on what support you require from the government, I'll be delighted to invite you for a meeting, and Chandrajit can coordinate that, and we can really spend a couple of hours to plan out the roadmap to the 100 billion target that Mr. Madhavan has just articulated. If you will see the new education policy also, it's actually tailor-made for your industry to grow. It encourages talent. It encourages people to pursue their own vocation. They are to go in for whatever they are creatively most interested in. And the educational curriculum and systems are now going to evolve around people's talent and people's creativity. That's another area where we can work together, where your guidance can be very useful. Skill development programs can be structured around that. We can build our competitiveness by imparting vocational training and technical education to more and more people, particularly in the AV and AV sector, the animation sector, the virtual effects sector, and I'm sure the gaming sector, where we already see some very attractive startups in India, will also benefit immensely from such new educational structures and models. In the movie Spider-Man, there is that famous quote, "With great power comes great responsibility." I can add over here my own little 2-bit quote. A great power carries with it a great promise to bring unprecedented prosperity. I think all of you on this call today have the power to take unprecedented prosperity to our talented youth, to our talented young boys and girls with great creative skills. And that's the promise that I seek from you today. The promise to expand the industry, focus not only on creating content, but also becoming the harbinger of change in the way this industry is looked at. Take it to the rural areas, to the smaller towns, tier 2, tier 3 cities, which may also have significant talent in them. All those children should not necessarily have to come to Mumbai and Delhi to unleash their creative talents. I think the sector needs to go into the smaller cities also at the next level, so that like in Bunty and Bubbly, if you recall the movie, we had them going around different places, coming to Mumbai, going to Agra, but getting into a wrong industry, if I may say so. We will take the AVGC industry to the tier 2, tier 3 cities and help them to and encourage them to use their talent there in an ethical manner. So you have a great opportunity to tap this talent in India. You are looking at growing at 9% now. I think the scale has to completely transform to much more rapid growth, and the CAGR numbers should move rapidly into the 20s and 30s, if not more. And I can see that Blaze is smiling. Rajan is a little confused, but I know that Rajan believes in it more than I do. Biren Ghosh seems to be totally on board. And Madhavan, you have to lead from the front. Collectively, I have no doubt that just like the smartphones are the new silver screen, consumers driving content creation in the future, I think there'll be with the rapid proliferation of mobile access all over the country, consumption of your content is like a given. 1 billion people will be wanting your content. And with our international foray, you'll have 6 billion people waiting to receive what you create in India. So, ladies and gentlemen, huge opportunity waiting there for all of you. 100% FDI is allowed in this sector. I'm told that already 11 AV and gaming units have a presence in our SEZs. We can look at dedicated areas if you want to look at dedicated centers or dedicated clusters where your sector can be promoted. Our ministry and our government is absolutely ready to support you and help you in whatever way you want to achieve this 100 billion target, rather overachieve it by 2030 or achieve the 100 billion faster than 2030. Choice is yours to pick one of the two. As the Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi has said, India is the world's most youthful nation. A nation with such youth power cannot dream small. We cannot commit this crime, he said, unquote. So I hope, Chandrajit, under the banner of CII and the leadership of Madhavan, Dhiren, Blaze, Rajan, Mihir, all of you collectively, India will not dream small. India will not plan small. We will not commit this crime, as the Honorable Prime Minister said. We will think big, we'll aspire big, we'll dream big, and we'll achieve big. That's the new age of creativity that all of you have offered to the world. I'm sure when we all come together, the future of this sector is safe. I personally am looking forward to great things happening in your sector and to our next meeting where we'll draw up the roadmap, and I commit to you my full support in making this sector an engine of growth going forward. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you, Honorable Minister. I request Mr. Rajan Navani, Chairman of CII's India at 75 Council, to say a few words, please.
Honorable Minister, CB, my colleagues Madhavan, Dhiren, Nirja, and everyone else. What a inspiring talk, Honorable Minister. You know, always when we hear you, you really raise the bar, not only for the industry, but for the country and our position in the world. So taking off, from what you said, how India responded when it came to services throughout the pandemic, I must tell you that